Janitor discovered an expensive high-heeled shoe in a trash can. Just as she was about to retrieve the shoe, she was horrified to discover a corpse in the trash bin. This scene terrified everyone, so they immediately called the police. Because the deceased was black, the case received high priority from the police. However, when the police conducted a preliminary investigation, they discovered there were no wounds on the victim's body, so the police could only take the body back for an autopsy. But the examination results shocked everyone, because the deceased was not a foreigner, but an Indian girl. She had been injected with a toxin that darkened the skin. The exposure of this case instantly caused panic among the town's residents. However, this case happened to catch Jack's attention. He immediately sat up from the ground. It turned out this wasn't the first time such a case had occurred. Several years ago, a similar case had happened at a university, and Jack was the officer who had investigated that case. At the time, when he was apprehending the culprit, he was ambushed. Jack was injected with the mysterious toxin, and his skin instantly turned black. Fortunately, other officers arrived in time, and Jack narrowly survived. But from then on, the killer completely disappeared. Learning that the killer had reappeared, Jack immediately went to the crime scene. He discovered there were cameras at every street intersection, but not at the trash bin location. Clearly, the killer was very familiar with the area, so Jack immediately began investigating people close to the victim. According to the victim's boyfriend's account, the day the girl was killed was her birthday, and he had specially given his girlfriend a gold necklace as a gift. But strangely, after Anna was murdered, all her other belongings were present. Only that gold necklace had disappeared, so the police immediately pulled the surveillance footage from near the victim's home. They discovered that when the girl returned home, a car was following her. Before long, a person in black appeared in the surveillance footage, and their behavior was highly suspicious. Based on the direction the person in black fled, Jack immediately investigated the surrounding area. Soon, he spotted the car from the surveillance footage at an intersection, and there was a heart pattern drawn on the glass. Jack noticed the pattern was identical to the victim's missing necklace, so the police immediately examined the car. Sure enough, they found a fingerprint in the vehicle, and this fingerprint belonged to a 23-year-old man who lived near the victim's home. So Jack immediately made an arrest, but he didn't rush to interrogate him. Instead, he locked him up. Initially, the young man seemed perfectly normal, but as time passed, he gradually became agitated. He kept pacing around the room and even began drawing with dust from the wall, and the person he was drawing was none other than the dead